Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to show you what to do with your pottery water, your clay water, the day after or a couple hours after. So my water has settled and I'm going to switch and show you what's happened overnight in the studio. And just before, just again to remind everybody, the whole purpose of this is to try to keep as much clay out of our drains as possible. Because what we pour down the drain, as we're learning, comes back into what we're drinking and into the water that the fish have to live in. Okay, so I actually had 2 containers of water, and you can see that on the top, they're relatively clear. And way at the bottom is a sediment. Here is some water that I was using for acrylic paint. And I use this big bucket to dump smaller buckets of water. And you can see through the side here how over time the sediment has separated to the bottom. So the heavier materials, the paint, the solids have separated, but at the top the acrylic is still bonded to some of the water. So I'm actually going to take one more step before I pour this off. So we'll come back to the acrylic water. But my clay water is fairly clear. Big difference there. Big difference. So I'm going to pour it off the top. Okay, so here from the sink, and I had to pause as I was walking, and I'm moving really slow because I'm trying not to stir the sediment at the bottom. I'm not stirring the sediment at the bottom. I'm going to try to show you at the same time. Okay, and then I got to stop. Okay. So there's still quite a bit of water in there, okay? So what I'm going to do is now pour this into, I guess I'll call it my evaporating chamber. So I have a little clay bowl here that I use because I like, it's pretty, I like that there. And I'm going to just let that sit and evaporate. So now this container, I can give it another rinse, and I can use this today. And so what I do is I have 2 or 3 containers here, and I have some that I'm using for the day, and then I have some that things are sitting to sediment, and then I have another where things are sitting to dry out. So you'll want to start saving those containers, and the one that I use every day today will probably be my smaller container. And then my storage container is a larger container. You could use an old milk carton. You could use a soda bottle. Okay? You can think about recycling. This is an old cottage cheese tub, and I think this is an old sour cream and onion dip. So these are all recycled containers. Okay, so there's just a couple of ways to try to keep the clay and keep paint from going down your sink. So it does take a little extra space, it takes a little extra time, but it's well worth it, and it's just an extra step that we can take in our studio to make sure that we are disposing of our unused paint and unused clay in the safest way possible.